75th Annual Witch or Not a Witch Games. I am Abigail Williams. Let's meet our contestants. First, we have John Winthrop. Mr. Winthrop.
I shouldn't even be here. If there is anyone that's not a witch, it is I. I led this community to salvation.
Next, we have Roger Williams. Mr. Williams, what do you have to say for yourself?
This is preposterous. I'm a man. I cannot be a witch.
And now the heretic, Anne Hutchinson.
I have encountered God.
This is our panel. Now for the introductions.
Good day. My name is Anne Hutchinson. I came to Boston years ago. On the boat over, I met a man named John Cott. He had certain ideas that made me think about everything differently, such as the idea that you don't have to do good works for your neighbor to get into heaven. And that if the church tells you that you're not doing enough good works, then they're judging you, like God. They're wrong. So I told them that only 2 of their ministers were actually saved, and they got pretty mad. They even banished me to Rhode Island. And now, apparently, I'm a witch.
Yes, you are. Now for our second panel member.
Here, Massachusetts will be the city upon a hill, under the eyes of God. We are the pure, elect nation that He put humanity in this world to equal.
Mr. Winthrop, don't you want to talk about yourself a little bit?
I established this city upon the hill in the great year 1630. It was to be a land of perfection. All of the eyes of the world would be below, looking up at us. We were to cleanse all of the impure heretics, such as Anne over yonder, and create one true city under God. All of the men that came to the meeting could vote. They lived good lives. God gave us mud and soil to grow on, and He set us harsh winters so that disease would not spread. Our houses were small and humble, but they were all we needed. Eventually, though, they voted me out as governor in 1634. It was their loss, and after realizing their mistake, re-elected me in 1637. I am a man of God. I am not a witch.
Thank you, Mr. Winthrop. And finally, Mr. Roger Williams.
Again, I ask, how can I be a witch? Wouldn't I be a wizard?
He admits it!
No. That's not what I'm saying. Who do you work for? The government? God will punish you! I have been saying for years that there should be a separation of the church and the state. The government is a body of impure sinners who will taint the Puritan way of life.
So you're saying that there should be a separation of church and state to protect the church?
Precisely, and I would have succeeded too if it weren't for Winthrop over there sending me to Rogue Island.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, Rhode Island. I started it. Anne Hutchinson later joined me, but if there's anyone here who isn't a wizard, it's me.
We'll see about that. When we come back, we'll show you how in Massachusetts you're guilty until proven innocent. Welcome back. You're watching The Witch or Not a Witch Games. I am your host, Abigail Williams. Who are you?
I'm John Winthrop.
I think he's a witch. The way these games work are simple. If any of our 3 contestants fail any of these tests, they are, without a doubt, a witch. And we will burn them. Let it be known that these are fair, scientifically proven methods of weeding out witches from the holy. Let the games begin, and may the odds be ever in your favor. First, we have the finger pricking test. The way this round works is quite simple. If their fingers bleed when we stick them with needles, then they are human, because witches don't bleed. Now, I'm going to introduce you to Prudence. Prudence will be the administrator of these trials.
I have this old sewing needle. It's been in the family for years, and I don't even wear thimbles anymore. It's so worn. It's a true witch-telling needle.
Okay, I'm sorry, but wouldn't that just make it too dull to prick us?
No, that's what a witch would say. Why are you pressing on the needle?
No reason. Oh my gosh, I'm bleeding.
Me
They
too!
all bleed!
Wow, this is getting exciting, folks. Let's move on to the next round, the duck trials. Prudence, go get a scale from a villager, please.
We need your scale for testing witches. Ann Hutchinson, she's a witch. What makes you think she's a witch?
She turned me into a newt.
A newt?
Well, I guess I got better.
Burn her anyway. You know, there are ways of telling whether she is a witch. Are there? What are they? Tell me, what do you do with witches?
Burn!
And what do you burn apart from witches?
More witches.
Wood.
Exactly. So why do witches burn?
Because they're made of wood?
Good. So how do we tell whether they are made of wood?
Build a bridge out of her.
But can't you also build a bridge out of stone? Does wood sink in water?
No, it floats.
What also floats in water?
A duck.
Exactly. So logically,
If she weighs the same as a duck, then she's made of wood?
and therefore,
A witch.
yes. As you can see, we have a duck. She's not a witch. He's not a witch. He's not a witch.
That's it for the duck trials. Now we move on to the drowning test. Remarkable! They are witches!
Yeah!
Moment of silence for John Winthrop, who was apparently human.
Rest in peace.
Witches were tortured and killed in many different ways. There was the strappado method, which was used to get confessions out of witches. They would tie a person's hands behind their back with a rope, which was then thrown over a ceiling beam. They would pull the person into the air and then drop them. This was repeated many times until the witch confessed. Another method was crushing. They would lay a board over a person and then place large rocks on it while questioning the witch. When a witch finally confessed, they would continue putting rocks onto the board until the witch had suffocated. There were also stonings and hangings. But today in Salem, on Witch or Not a Witch, we won't be using any of those methods. We'll be using my personal favorite, burning.